Yo, man, Philly got the Super Bowl, man. What up? What's up? What's up with Bishop? What's up, Katie? What's up, Mom? I seen your comment. I'm a heartache. You know what I mean? I just seen it this morning, though. What up? What's going on, man? What up with a solid Gen J? Everybody that be in the comments, man, and y'all liking the videos, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for watching me. Y'all don't have to watch me, but look, I really appreciate y'all. I do. And this is my way of showing y'all appreciation, just telling y'all, you know what I mean? Because I do appreciate y'all checking me out. Definitely go check out my Chubbs Eagles Super Bowl breakdown because I talked about some things in there, but I want to talk about today is Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, and kind of like the Eagles. And a little bit of the NFL too, you know what I mean? Some things and how, you know what I mean, this may be a copycat league and they might be trying to copycat what the Eagles had put together, right? Because if we're going to be honest, two teams have put together like kind of identical teams, and the Commanders did it in 1 year. They looked at the Philadelphia Eagles and they almost put that same team together. They almost put that same team together, dog. Like if you really look at what Commanders look like, they almost put that together this year. They just did. They were like let's go. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Rookie, quarterback, NFC Championship game. Yeah, they put it together like that. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. But you know, I heard a lot about the defense, and I don't want to take nothing away from the defense because the defense played outstanding. Shout out to Cooper DeJean. And the way that the Eagles drafted, right? Because they were drafting a lot of Georgia and Alabama guys, big guys, getting those big guys off of them dominant teams that was in them college football playoffs. They were getting those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if they were just getting the best guys available or they were looking at them teams like, these is the guys we want. We don't want to really be picking around or looking too hard, but these are the guys we want. We want the top notch. And I think that's what they kind of did. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at their roster, that's what it looks like, right? Kind of. So, but the defense, they did a great job. You know, a fantastic job, and I don't want to take nothing away from them. They got after Patrick Mahomes. They made it hard for him the whole game. But when you look at the way that they draft, right? The Eagles picked up Cooper. How did they end up with Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo and Cooper DeJean? Arguably was the two best defensive backs in the draft last year. I mean, you could argue and say that Kool-Aid and everything else, but if you really looked at if you really watched the way that these guys played, you knew that Cooper DeJean from Iowa played like a pro in the Big Ten. And if you watched the way that Quinyon Mitchell played at Toledo, he played like a pro at Toledo. Like, so you like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like how the kid that nobody was talking about until he showed up at the Senior Bowl, putting him on everybody's butt. Mike Green, nobody was talking about Mike Green before he went to the bowl and started mowing people over, started mowing people and pancaking people, right? How? I was talking about him before that, but how the world wasn't on notice about the guy who led the NCAA with 17 and a half sacks? It's like the same thing. You want to talk about that guy, but nobody's talking about Sean Dulac, the guy that led the NCAA in tackles at linebacker. Like, that's a natural linebacker. I don't care what school he went to, but he has it. He has it. He has what you want for a linebacker. He gets after it. He is a run-stopping linebacker that you need. Like, you might need that young man. Like, he knows how to run fit. He's not scared to run fit. I don't care if he went to Anchorage, Alaska. I don't care if he was up in Alaska. If he's filling the gap like that and run fit in the way that Sean Dulac is up in Buffalo, I'm taking him. Period. But nobody's talking about taking him in the first round, but he led the whole NCAA in tackling. Oh, because he didn't go to the Senior Bowl and work out. Man, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah, man, like, and they end up with the two best guys. But I'm not, and that defense played phenomenal, and that's all I keep hearing today is the defense. But nobody's talking about Jalen Hurts. Nobody's talking about Jalen Hurts, the best, that, like I said, the best quarterback in the NFL to run the RPO and the read option. Nobody runs it like Jalen Hurts. Nobody makes the right reads like Jalen Hurts. Nobody does it. He'll throw for 91 yards, hand the ball off to Saquon. Saquon to go for 200. They'll win the game. He takes what the defense gives him. He is everything you want in your quarterback. If you are a offensive coordinator or a head coach, you want your quarterback to play exactly identical the way that Jalen Hurts plays the position. You cannot say that you don't, that you wouldn't, because that's what taking what the defense is giving you. What J.J. McCarthy does, what he did up at Michigan, everybody like, oh, he really ain't. The Vikings got a gem. The Vikings got a gem, and they know they got a gem. I hope that his athletic ability did not get hurt. I hope that J.J. McCarthy can still move around, because the Vikings will probably be back with J.J. McCarthy, believe it or not. If they probably just imagine if they did have J.J. McCarthy this year, they probably would have had a bigger push than what they had this year. They may in the playoffs, because he's an athletic guy. That is just a new way of quarterback. Copycat league. But I'll get into that in a little bit later, and I'll come back to that. But like, Jalen Hurts started, we know he's pretty much got kicked out of Alabama, went to Oklahoma, right? We know he went to Oklahoma, but I'm not talking about that, because that's what a lot of people been talking about today too. He went to Oklahoma, but nobody's talking about all the mock drafts, the Todd McShays, the Mel Kiper Jr.'s, these guys who said that what Hurts wasn't, what he wasn't going to do in the NFL, what he was not capable of doing, how much he didn't work hard. You know what I mean? Like, even some of the media guys out there, they got caught up in that, because people listen to those Mel Kipers and Todd McShays. You know what I'm saying? When they do their mock draft, they've been doing it for some many years, that's probably older than some people watching right now. But the thing is like, and that's another adversity came over that he had to come over. And then on top of that, every NFL team had a chance to take him at least one time, and everybody passed on him. So you're talking about a chip on your shoulder. You got people talking about what I'm not. Man, he climbed up, and he's already 1-1 in Super Bowls. And what's his playoff record, by the way? Put his playoff record in the comments for me, y'all. Put Jalen Hurts playoff record in the comments for me. Comment it, because that's crazy. That's all I'm saying. He's a winner. He's a baller. He's a hard worker. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So did Nick Sirianni do well with you know what I mean, with picking their guys up, or is the Eagles really that crazy? And besides, even some Eagles fans got caught up into the hype of what the media and what everybody else was talking about, and talking about how Jalen Hurts was a bad pick, and people talked about the Eagles forever when they first got him, but then it shut up when he went to the Super Bowl. But then it was still, he still can't make the throws, or da 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 da. He still can't do this, and now, he got Super Bowl MVP, dog. He ain't get the MVP of the league, but he got Super Bowl MVP, dog. So I'm just saying, it's hard as hell to get to a Super Bowl alone. But now you MVP of the Super Bowl, dog. That he's stamped. He's USDA certified stamp, bro. He's US NFL stamped. He's certified. I don't care what nobody say. And the talk is done. I don't care what throws you think he can't make, or what he can't do, or what he struggles with. He is stamped. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback who has gotten the MVP trophy in the Super Bowl. Period, point blank. All the talk about him is done. And should everybody be apologizing to him? You're damn right they probably should. Especially the people that talked about what he wasn't going to do and what he couldn't do. Damn right. What are we talking about? Like, And now to talk about a copycat league, when you look around the league, the dual threat quarterback has won a Super Bowl. So now what's going to happen? We're going to see a lot of dual threat guys get picked up and be more valuable. Your quarterback is now going to have a level of athleticism like no other. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes, he's athletic. He can move around. His escapability is pretty good. It's very good. You know what I mean? He know how to escape, make a move, make certain throws. You know what I'm saying? This and that. But is that going to keep working? Is that going to keep working? Because when you get them young, fresh legs out there at cornerback and at safety, that can hawk those balls down when you're throwing across your body, Mahomes. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it guaranteed to work? I'm just saying, because your quarterback he has to have a level of athleticism that certain people just don't got, and that unless you have that quick release of a Matthew Stafford, you gotta or Joe Burrow, like Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff. Those guys are in a different category, but you know what I mean? But when we talking about Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford, they're in like tier 1. Tier 2 is like a Jared Goff. He's like tier 2 when it comes in that particular category of a pocket quarterback. But then you got, you know what I mean? But then you got these guys who have made good pushes and have records that's crazy. Like, okay, let's talk about it. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback in the NFC Championship. They modeled that team up in 1 year. They got that team in one draft. That team went from zero to hero in one draft. You can do it. You gotta have a quarterback who is athletic and I could throw a ball. You gotta have him. You gotta have him. It is what you gotta have him, but he has to be smart and he has to want to work and get better. He has to want to work and get better, and he has to be smart. How many guys out there is like that? Josh Allen, he's another guy that has super athleticism. That's smart. That makes right reads. Not, you know what I mean? Like, boom, that wasn't on Josh Allen. He made the right read. His guy dropped the ball, and his offensive line made the wrong read. They didn't pick up the right blocks. That wasn't on Josh Allen. No way, no how. You know what I mean? Now, Lamar Jackson, he's not getting that help neither. Mark Andrews got to make that catch now. Whether Lamar threw the ball correctly or not, you know what I mean? Maybe he could have put the ball, but look, if you know the old rule, hit your hands, you got to catch it. But you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. He got to have help. Lamar Jackson is another quarterback that's athletic. Like, the athletic quarterback is taking over. It's just your quarterback has to have, and I've been saying this for the past couple of years, man. You know, your quarterback has to have a certain amount of athleticism built in him. It just is what it is, y'all. Like, because you're getting these guys that are coming to the NFL, y'all, that are running, they're 6'5", running 4.6s, 4.5s, 270 pounds. Like, what are we talking about? And when you got 4 of those guys all lined up next to each other, you're going to get exactly what happened. And there's nothing a Matthew Stafford, Matthew Stafford did pretty good, but he's a veteran, you know what I'm saying? He's a veteran. He's probably the last of a dying breed. Like, let's call it what it is. Matthew Stafford is probably the last of a dying breed. You know, I don't think we're going to see no more quarterbacks that come in, because, you know, every quarterback, they're coming in athletic. They are. Like, let's call it what it is. I don't care if they Caucasian, Chinese, black, African, Indian. I don't care what kind of quarterback. I don't care where they from nationality wise or whatever. These quarterbacks are now becoming more athletic. It is what it is. And you know what I mean? And it's translating over to the NFL. Now, you can probably say the college game is translating over to the NFL a little bit more. Maybe you can say that. And that may be possible, because some of the systems that they possibly could be dumbing down the systems to certain people, because, like I said, it's simplistic, right? When you're talking about, it sounds so simplistic when you're talking about a college system in the NFL, right? But when they talking about the NFL, where everybody has the size, athleticism, And they're ready in awareness. You know what I'm saying? Now it becomes complex because now it's different than what everybody else is doing in the NFL. But at the same time, you got to make the right reads, and that's what Jalen Hurts does. See, he takes a simple read option RPO type of offense, and it could be a college offense for all we know. We don't know what it is. I'm just saying probably not. Now, you know what I'm saying? That was Sirianni and those guys and OCs and them over there at Philly doing. But I'm just saying, if he's making the right reads and you have the talent surrounded that particular offense and set up for that offense, and they're making the right reads, you got the talent around, it's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. You cannot guard it. You cannot guard it. You can't guard it. You can't. When you got two receivers on the outside like Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, and you got a running back like Saquon Barkley, how are you going to defend that? You just can't. That's why the Ohio State, we seen it in college. That's why Ohio State with Will Howard, Chip Kelly calling the offense, they won the damn national title. Ryan Day's team. Yeah. Well, was he running that? Not all the time he wasn't running that, but when you got a dynamic offense like that, yes, the read option will work with Will Howard. Absolutely 100%. He's athletic. He showed a little bit of athleticism. I don't know how it would translate over to the NFL wise. I mean, outrunning the defensive lineman in college is going to be a lot different in the NFL, because in the NFL you're going to have the fastest of the college guys. So we'll see how that translates for Will Howard, but his athleticism looks pretty good, and he got the size. But you got two dynamic running backs, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Junkins. Then you got Amika Ibuka and all the other guys on the outside of him, those dynamic receivers. And then boom, then even with Notre Dame, they were the masters of the RPO. They were the masters of the RPO. Period. Point blank. Got Riley Leonard, athleticism. Let me run the RPO. And I know we talking about the NFL, but I'm just saying, look at what it's going to. This is what it is. That's what it is. It's almost unguardable. We're like, Notre Dame. That's just so simple. It's so simple. It looks it's simplistic, but it's complex when you have the talent around. Now, had Notre Dame had one more receiver, just one more, I think that may be a different game. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, give me one more guy on the outside of Riley Leonard and those guys. Just one more. They had the running backs. They had the running game. They had the tight end. Now give me one more guy on the outside and it's over. You can't, like, that's what it is. Penn State, they showed Penn State couldn't guard it. Couldn't help it. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and they came back on them because that's what it is. And that's why I just see the league moving towards this way. Now, we can speculate all day on why they're moving this way or how. Or, you know what I mean? We can sit here and speculate all day and say, well, this may be why they're going that way, or maybe not. But one thing we do know is that it's a copycat league in the NFL. That's what we do know, right? What seems to work with wins championships, and the same thing is happening in college football. What wins championships is going to work for every team. It's going to work. You gotta be athletic. You gotta be a quarterback, man. It's a thing. But Jalen Hurts should be the talk of the town right now, you know, of everything, you know, MVP. And I don't want to take nothing short from that defense and what Cooper DeJean did with his pick six, and these guys showed up when they needed to, but you know, he put the points on the board, you know what I mean? Offense, look, and this is exactly what it is. The offense won the game, but the defense won the Super Bowl. All right. Now, you know, and before I get out of here, man, you know, I kind of wanted to talk about like these. I talked about quarterbacks, right? And you know, and the way that it's going to. So, college quarterbacks, and that's why I'm high on Milroe. I do think he needs to sit for a year. Or maybe even not. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows? He seems he has everything, man. He has everything. He just has to work. He just has to have the will to want to get better and work. That's it. But he has everything. He has the athleticism. He has the arm. He even has the smarts. He just got to get on the same page. He just got to lock in. Milroe just got to lock in. Once Milroe lock in, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. That's it. But I like the way Jackson Dart's looking. He's athletic. I like Will Howard's athleticism. There's a lot of I really do like Will Howard's athleticism. I think he's his athleticism. I want to see what he runs, because I tell you what, we know a lot of guys, draft status is going to change, depending on how they run. But if he's running a 4.5, if Will Howard could clock a 4.5, 4.6, I think he's a for sure. I think he may jump up the board. I think he may jump up a lot. Now, I don't know if he's running that, you know what I'm saying? But for like what would we say, like a 4.6, 4.7 might be good for Will Howard. If he's clocking that 4.6, 4.7, Will Howard, yeah. I think there's some guys. I think there's some teams out there who's going to be very interested in taking him. Very interested. And he's definitely gonna move up, a lot of people's boards. If he can clock in at that, yeah, no doubt, man. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because that's shocking to me, man. That a national championship winning quarterback, and he's used to running, so he is used to running. He does use his legs a lot. Big guy too, and he got the size. He got everything. He got the size the prototypical size that they looking for, the hand measurements, the arm, the decision making. He knows how to do that pretty well, man. Oh man, we'll see what happens with that, man. But that's all I got, man. I just really wanted to talk about kind of a little bit about the Super Bowl, and then lead into some other things, man. Just touch base with y'all while I'm out here, man. But yeah, man, I think it's great that the Philadelphia Eagles won the game, man. But I talked about a lot of everything, man. And go check out the video, because I think I broke it down. And I was right about everything but it being a chess match. But I also did say, like I said in a video, that if the Eagles pull this off, they gotta put their foot on their neck and not let up off this team, and they did exactly that. But big shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. The best quarterback in the NFL right now, man. Doing the RPO and the read option, he's just the best at it. Period. There's not a quarterback in the NFL that's better than him. There's just not. Not doing what he does. There's just not. Man, I think he proved it last night, man. He did it against Nick Sirianni, y'all. Nick Sirianni. I mean, come on. I mean, not Nick Sirianni, but that's his coach. But he did it against Spags. He did it against Spagnolia. Come on, man. He just played chess with Spagnolia's defense, dog. And we're not going to say he's not the best at doing a read option and the RPO. But y'all let me know what y'all, think down in the comments, man. Don't forget to put Jalen Hurts playoff record in the comments, and also let me know who's your surprise quarterback, or a quarterback that we want to be paying attention to in this upcoming draft, man, because I think a lot of things are starting to shift, man. They're talking about guys might be taking defensive players, man. You know what I mean? Some guys might be going after defensive players, because now we see what works. We see the Chiefs and we see the Eagles teams, and I think a lot of teams are starting to build upon one of those two teams, man. So the best way to get that is, a lot of these defensive linemen and some of these offensive linemen guys, I think are going to start flying off the board, but these defensive linemen are definitely coming off the board first. Most definitely Abdul Carter, Mike Green, they're definitely coming off the board first, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I really do, man. I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace.